guys, it's me Sandra, TTC 45. I am on my way to the OB clinic. This is actually a follow-up from the ER. If you guys remember, I told you that they had contacted the OB that was on call, and then she called me the next day, or at least had her office staff to call me to schedule me an appointment for today, just as a follow-up. I think that they probably just want to make sure that if I am pregnant, the pregnancy is where it should be, because they wasn't able to see anything at the ultrasound. So that is what I'm going in for today. I'm actually looking at it as a second opinion ultrasound follow-up from my RE clinic on Monday, hoping that they will have better measurements of the baby than my RE clinic did on Monday. I have just come to the conclusion that I'm just not going to stress over this issue anymore, because it doesn't make sense to stress over something that we really don't have no control over. So I've stopped Googling, I stopped everything, and just started praying, hoping that everything will be okay. I do believe in my heart that everything is going to be okay. And the reason why I believe in my heart that everything is going to be okay is because I have a strong faith in Christ. And because of the fact that I have gone through this before, the only thing that I didn't go through was the fact that the baby was measuring small. But I have gone through having a bleed and the baby was fine. So I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed, hope for the best, but expect the worst. Like they say, this can go either way, but I'm not going to stress over which way it's going to go. And I do believe everything is going to be okay. At this point, when it comes to my RE clinic and the diagnosis that they have with their machines, I'm just not trusting it anymore anyway, because this is the same clinic that saw me a week ago and told me that they saw a yolk sac. Then 2 days later, they see nothing. And then 3 days later, they see a yolk sac, a gestational sac, and a baby with a heart rate. So that just goes to show you that when you're in these early stages of pregnancy, there can be a lot of human error. This is why a lot of the OB doctors do not really take you on as a pregnant patient until you're close to 12 weeks, somewhere between 10 and 12 weeks, because at that point they can make a directive decision on how far along you are in your pregnancy, because they can measure the baby much easier. The baby is much bigger, and they're able to see the baby much more clearer. When you're this little and you're in this small weeks, it's really difficult to measure something that small, and everybody's measurement is going to be different, So just because they measured it and it was measuring behind, somebody else can go behind that person and measure it again, and it can be measuring, on target. Some of the ladies that I have read their stories of their baby measuring behind, some of them said they had 3 different measurements in the same day, and all 3 of them was different. So that just goes to show you that human error is real. And you can't stress over human error. You can't stress over what is to come or what is not to come, because it's just not your battle. It really isn't. It's not your battle. This is not a battle that I can defeat. This is something that has been given to the Lord, and it's Him that's going to make that final decision as to whether this baby will survive or not. The good thing is I do have 3 more in babies. I can try again. I was hoping not to have to go through this process again, especially having to go through my clinic again, because I'm just really so over them. I'm so ready to be done with them. And I was hoping that everything, and I'm still hoping, I ain't gonna say hoping as in past tense, I'm still hoping that everything is fine with this pregnancy and I don't have to worry about seeing them again. I mean, I do have to continue to see them until they graduate with me, but from this day forward, I'm not going to really believe anything that they tell me. Everything that they tell me, if it's bad news, I'm going to get a second opinion. Like I said, I've already accepted the fact that this can go either way. So I don't need anybody leaving me messages saying that they've gone through this same situation before and it turned out not good for them. I don't need to know all of that, because I already know that it can go that direction. But I am keeping every bit of piece of hope that it does not go through that direction, because I still have hope. The baby is still growing, even though it's small, and the baby heart rate is still developing. My HCG levels are still rising, and I do understand that HCG will continue to rise as long as the gestational sac is still in there. But you know, usually if the baby has passed on, then the HCG levels will stop rising and possibly even start to decrease. But it doesn't even matter about the HCG levels no more, because what matters is as long as there's a heartbeat. So that's all that I'm concerned about. So once I leave this clinic, I will update you guys on what this doctor had to say. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep her on as my permanent OB doctor. Like I said, I'm just following up with her from the ER. I believe that I had did a research on her, because when I was looking for another OB, I was specifically looking for a female OB. And there was only, what, 3? I think female OBs in my network, and she is one of them. So when I did my research on the female OBs, none of them didn't have enough experience for me. You know, they had not been an OB for a long time. One of them had just graduated from medical school, and I just wanted somebody that was more experienced in dealing with a woman of advanced maternal age, also a high-risk woman. You know, I just wanted somebody that was more experienced. Like the doctor that I just left, he was really experienced. However, his bedside manners is horrible, so I just couldn't take that no more. But I did find a doctor that seemed to fit all of my needs based off of his reputation and the reviews that I read on him, and he was a black doctor. So I had plans to contact his office to make an appointment to see him, but I was waiting till I got close to being graduated from the RE before I contacted his office, because I know from the past that they don't really start making your appointment until you get like 10 weeks along. You don't even see the doctor till you're like 12 weeks along. I didn't see the doctor till 12 weeks along, but I had a nurse consult, I think at 10 weeks, and then, or maybe at 9 weeks, I had a nurse consult, and at 10 weeks, I had an appointment with the nurse practitioner, and then 2 weeks later is when I had the appointment with the OB. So yeah, they had specifically told me when I made that appointment that the OB usually don't start seeing you until you're at least 12 weeks along. So I'm not sure if that other doctor is the same way, but I definitely am still considering him. However, I'm just going to go and check this particular doctor out, see how she is. Maybe I might like her. Maybe she may be a blessing in disguise. I don't know. I'm not going to write her off right away. I'm going to see what she got to say. But my main thing is the fact that they are going to give me an ultrasound. So I'm hoping that they can do a better measurement, and hoping to see baby's heart rate, and hoping that the heart rate have increased, because that means that the baby is developing well. So yeah, I'll let you guys know how the appointment went once I leave from out of there. Okay, continue to pray for me, ladies. Talk to you soon. Hey guys, so I'm back from the OB appointment, and unfortunately I did not leave there with any good news. When I had the ultrasound tech really wasn't telling me anything as she was viewing. I was able to see the screen for myself, and when I first saw the screen, I saw the gestational sac. Of course, I saw something in there. It's really hard to shape out a baby when you're this small in weeks. But I saw something in there, and I also saw flickering. I saw a heartbeat. I saw flickering. However, she kept going because she wanted to take pictures of my uterus, and didn't even stop to, measure anything. And then when she got through measuring whatever it was she was measuring in the uterus, she came back to that, and she really wasn't saying much. I was asking her questions like, what is this? What is that? What is that? What is this? And she wasn't saying anything. She kept saying, the doctor would talk to you, the doctor would talk to you. And I knew that was kind of bad news when she told me that the doctor would talk to me, because she wasn't telling me anything. And so I just said, okay, left it alone. I went into the room to see the doctor, and I think that I made the mistake of telling them that I created this baby as a result of IVF, because once you tell them that and you have not graduated from the fertility clinic, they don't want to intervene. I mean, basically, they would just let you down easily. That they don't want to intervene until after you have graduated from the fertility clinic. So this is why I didn't mention anything at the emergency room. And I wished I wouldn't have mentioned anything here, but I did, because I just felt like it was the right thing to do, especially if she was going to end up being my permanent OB. She needed to know that I created this baby using IVF. So, but once she found out, which I didn't tell her particularly, I told the ultrasound tech, and the ultrasound tech told her. And so she was like, they don't want to be, I forgot the words that she used. She said, because she don't want to tell me anything different than what the fertility clinic is telling me. She said that they're the ones to make the final decision. And so I just basically told her that I just wanted to, get a second opinion about things. And, I just needed to know, what was it that she was looking at in the ultrasound. And she said she don't even know. She said she couldn't make out what was in the yolks in the gestational sac. The one picture had this cloudy, like they didn't give me no picture, so I can't show you the picture. But one picture had like this little cloudy round thing. It was real cloudy, and it was round. And she said she believed it was blood, but she wasn't 100% sure. She said she didn't know what it was. She had never seen that. And this is exactly why I like to go to doctors who are more experienced, because a more experienced doctor may know, or even a fertility doctor who specializes in looking at small gestational sacs when you're that small, they may even know. But regular OB probably would not know. And so she didn't know what that was. She just said it could be blood, but she didn't know. And then I saw 2 round circles, which kind of scared me because I was thinking maybe it was 2 yolk sacs in there. I mean, they was 2 literally round circles right next to each other. One was bigger than the other. And I asked her, what was that? And again, she didn't know. Like, how do you not know what is that? You know, she did not know what was that. But she said that they did not see, the ultrasound tech did not see a fetal pulse. So without seeing a fetal pulse, they're not able to measure a heartbeat. I'm like, here we go again. 1 minute the baby is there, and the next minute the baby is not. So again, I'm not finna stress over this no more. I'm not about to Google no more about this. I'm just gonna accept what is and what is to come. I can't deal with it no more. I got a trip that's coming up for Christmas, and I got to get more excited about that. If I keep thinking about this pregnancy, then I'm not going to be excited about my trip. I mean, if this pregnancy is not going to end, if it's bound to end, I'm rathering it end sooner than later. So hopefully I can get started on another transfer in the month of January. So I'm hoping that if something is going to take place, it take place sooner or later, because all this up and down, 1 minute you see a fetal pulse, next minute you don't, and next minute you see a fetal pulse, this is driving me crazy. Now, I don't know if I had told you guys before that I met another mom that used the same sperm donor as me, and she said she had the same exact problem. She said we both believe that the donor that we use just create little babies, because her babies have always measured in one of them measured in the 40 percentile and the other one measured only in the 9 percentile. They just always measure small. And she said she was always 2 to 3 weeks behind from the very get-go because the baby was just a small baby. But she said she didn't find out that her pregnancy was viable until she was 10 weeks pregnant. And that's when they finally saw the baby and saw that she had another baby, that she was pregnant with twins. And so they said that stuff happened. So she was like, I'll just pray for you. She said, but I would just wait. I don't want to wait to know 10 weeks to find out if this baby is viable or not. If this baby is not viable, I hope that the good Lord will not make me struggle through the hopes and the wait for nothing. If it's not a viable pregnancy, I just want this to end and be over with. So I'm going back to my RE clinic this Friday. That's only 2 days away. And let's just see what happens. This doctor did not repeat the blood test. She says they say she was, but she didn't repeat the blood test. So I guess there's no use of doing it. But you know, I just don't understand, you know, why 1 minute is the baby is there, the next minute is not. I'm thinking that it could be hiding behind the bleed or something. I don't know. I know that it's not gone. I mean, it's a different story if they saw the baby and just didn't see a heartbeat, but they didn't see no baby at all. So I don't know. Everything is just so messed up. We'll wait. We'll see. You know, we'll wait it out a couple weeks. A lot of the ladies that babies was measuring small, they didn't see anything till 2 weeks later. It ain't even really been a week. So we'll just wait it out and see what happens. I'm not going to stress over it. I'm going to enjoy my day. I'm finna go in here and do a little bit of shopping, and then I'm finna go home and I'm finna go back home and log into work, you know. So, but continue to keep me in your prayers. As always, I'll continue to keep you guys updated. See you later soon. Bye.